So that's a double play, and 2 are gone.
Well, that's a great play by the Orlando Tigers. You see Yo-Yo trying to get to third base, and great throw from Elian Roman over at first base to third, and doesn't quite get there. You know, you get to these championship games, you know, these kids can play some defense. That may have worked early in the tournament, but not here in the championship game.
Mackin, Centino, Tabricio around the outfield, left to right. Holland, Morales, Sagaro, Carmona in the infield. Roca and Garavito. Going over to the stands and taking a look. Tabricio has really been ripping the cover off the ball in this tournament. This is his 4th game, and he's hitting .667.
Yeah, you can tell the size of them much bigger than the other kids. You get them up there, and we get that shot again from our center field camera. If he's standing up and you look like at the catcher, and I know how he feels now. A lot of big league guys came up to the plate, and you know, I tried to get down on in my crouch so I didn't look so small.
Pitches outside, 1-2.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of respect to Tabricio, throwing them some breaking balls. You know, a lot of times these young kids, they can all hit the fastball. You're number 3 guy hitting 600. You got to try to trick them.
And sends that into left field for a base hit. Second single of the inning. And it really goes to show how big that play was at third. This would have knocked in a run.
Yeah, if Morales, Yo-Yo hadn't tried to advance at third base, there's probably a good chance he'd been able to score on that single. But, you know, at the youth level, I like to see the coaches and the kids play very aggressive. Make the defenders get you out rather than just lay back. And a lot of times they're going to create more havoc and mistakes on the defensive side.
Here's Alex Holland. Holland, the third baseman, at .438 in this affair. 4 RBIs so far. Foul ball, it's 0-1. Now check that. This is Carmona at the plate. Carmona is at the plate.
You see the catcher getting the signs and looking for a little backdoor breaking ball right here. Normally the catchers put down a 1 for a fastball, a 2 or a 3 for their breaking ball, and wiggle their fingers for a changeup.
Pitch stays outside, levels at 1-1.
And that's a very, very advanced pitch for a young man at this age at 11. You get big league guys that are trying to master that throwing their breaking ball to both sides of the plate. Very impressed there.
Hot shot down the right field line, foul. It's 1-2.
Yeah, Rosa playing with fire right there. Left-handers down in and notorious to absolutely slaughter that pitch. That fastball just get in just a little bit too much. That's your power zone for the majority of lefties.
Rosa trying to get out of the inning unscathed. Shot down to second, picked up, and in time they get the force at second base. For a moment there, it looked as if Orlando would not be able to get the force play, but Stephen Fish hangs in there, and they get the force to end the inning. We played 1 complete, no score.
May I have your attention, please?
Stand to one side, please. Thank you.
Set, ready, go.
The Championships, Wimbledon, June 25th to July 8th. Wimbledon begins and ends on ESPN.
Top of the second inning, no score. This is the AAU 11 and under Diamond Championship. Orlando Tigers, team MVP, no score. Coming to you live from Champion Stadium at ESPN Wide World of Sports. Spanky, here's the play that ended the bottom of the first. Fish hanging in there at second base gets the force.
Well, the big thing right here is the big fella doesn't get down and slide at second base. It really makes it an easy call for the umpire. If he can get down and slide right there, I think he's safe easy. But, hey, heads up play by the second baseman and that shortstop to hold on right there. Nice play by the Tigers.
Yeah, Ortiz made a nice stretch at second base. That was the difference in the play as well. All right, we're going to go now to the second inning. Yulene Torriella, the catcher, will be first up. Facing Tony Rocca. Torriella had 500 in the tournament. First pitch is down. Right-handed swinger. And that's a called strike. Hey, how do you think you'd feel if you were on an 11 and under All-Star team and your name was on the back of your jersey?
I tell you what,
that's pretty sharp.
Those are some sharp unis right there, looking a little bit like the University of Miami. Well, I tell you one thing, that's to me that's a big league uni right there.
It really does look good. And you're right, all the way down to the script, the script style that they're using. It does look like the Canes. Here's the 2-1. Torriella looks at it in the dirt. It's 3-1.
Well, Dave, not to date myself too much, but my first Little League uniform, I think, was made out of wool. or some kind of heavy polyester at some point. Not nearly the types of uniforms that these kids get to wear.
All right, here's the 3-1. It stays high, and so Orlando gets the leadoff runner here in the second aboard. First walk for Rocca. He struck out 2 in the first inning.
The extra hitter, number 4, Jesus Tapia.
Jesus Tapia, the extra player in the lineup for Orlando, will be next.
Yeah, great shot of the pitcher right there with the 2-seam fastball. Most of these guys throw 2-seam, 4-seam. 2-seam to give you a little bit more movement.
Swing and a miss.
And you see a lot of those lefties, especially the younger ones, struggle with their command, and they normally will throw that 4-seamer. Rocca obviously a little more advanced, throwing that good 2-seam fastball.
Tapia has been tearing the cover off of it. 600 in this tournament. Here's the 0-1. And the runner steals second base.
Now the Tigers got to figure with Rocca pitching as well as he does. Here he gets a first move. He goes as soon as Rocca moves, and the throw a little bit towards the third base side. So I figure that, you know what, they got to steal a run here or there to try to keep up with these guys.
So a runner at second base. And here's the 1-1 and a called strike. One thing we noticed from Rocca in the first inning, he was around the plate a lot. Unofficially, we had him with 20 pitches and 14 strikes in the first inning. He worked. Looks back at second base. Here's the 1-2. Just outside, 2-2. Orlando Tigers with the first real threat of this game. A runner in scoring position. Nobody out, top of the second. Torriella led off the frame with a walk and has stolen second base. Rocca set. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Third strikeout for Rocca.
Yeah, ideally, as a hitter, you'd like to see the ball pulled to second base, and unfortunately, Tapia just pulls off this ball just a little bit. Good high cheese, and you know, so far, Rocca's when he's been ahead in the count, he's thrown the ball up out of the zone. Really difficult for big league hitters to hit that pitch. You know, like you said, these are the young guys, you know, trying to get those hands up above the ball. Very, very difficult.
Runner breaks for third, and he will get there without a throw. So the pitch was high, no throw down to third. And Spank, you got to love that, a catcher who steals second and third.
Well, you know, that young man probably hasn't seen enough games behind the plate to make those knees and ankles and feet hurt too much. So, yeah, he's still got a lot of energy. And, you know, I think at some point that might have been the last time that I was considered fast. Might have been here at age 11.
Wood is hitting 167 in this tournament. Here's a chance for him to knock in a run, put this ball in play, and get the first run on the board. Swings and misses at a fastball high and outside. And it's 1-2. And so Roca, who has struck out 3 already in this game, could use a big strikeout here.
Yeah, right now, all you're looking for as a hitter is something out over the plate to drive to the outfield.
Roca trying to get Wood to fish, wouldn't have it, and now the count is leveled at 2-2.
Yeah, there's another great shot right there of the two-seam fastball.
Here's the 2-2 to Wood. Swing and a miss, and he got the strikeout. So after walking Torrielis to open the frame, Roca has come back with back-to-back strikeouts, and that was a big situation there with the potential first run sitting down at third base.
Well, the Tigers have done a good job getting their guy in scoring position, stealing second and then third base. And you know, Roca now has had the answer for it. Power pitchers, huge advantage, not having to rely completely on their defense, where they can go ahead and get that out by themselves.
Left fielder Neil Rupani now at the plate. Big swing and a miss on the first pitch. 444 in the tournament with a pair knocked in. Orlando looking for a big 2-out hit here in the second. And that's a called strike. And that's a perfect example, Mike, of when you're around the plate a lot, you're going to get those close calls.
Yeah, I like to think that the umpires, you get them in ball mode or you get them in strike mode. I always like to have my pitchers filling that plate up early in the game, get that umpire raising that right hand for that strike.
Oh, a nice play by the catcher there. That one was on its way back to the screen, and Garavito was able to corral it. That would have allowed the runner from third, Torrielis, to come home to score the first run of the game. Roca takes a peek over at third. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Way outside again, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, Roca right now just rushing just a little bit. Those two balls that he just threw up and away. What ends up happening is these pitchers, they don't stay back. They get all excited. He's looking for that third punch out of the inning, and they just rush, and their arm doesn't catch up, and that's how they throw it up and away.
Here's the 2-2. Called strike 3. So 3 strikeouts in the inning, and we are heading to the bottom of the second inning. Orlando and team MVP still scoreless.
Who will be crowned kings of Europe? Spain.
The champions will be fighting for the big prize again.
Italy. Euro 2012 final tomorrow at 2:30 on ESPN.
The Open Championship, golf's epic poem. A perfect storm of skill and luck, disaster and triumph. The Open Championship begins Thursday, July 19th on ESPN.
When you run Disney, every mile is magic. Marathon and half marathon races through the Disney theme parks are waiting for you at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida and Disneyland Resort in California. Known for courses lined with Disney entertainment and the best finisher medalers around, Run Disney events are a must-do for veteran runners and newcomers alike. For more information, visit rundisney.com.
Bottom of the second. Orlando Tigers and Team MVP scoreless. Team MVP, the top seed in this tournament. 2 base hits in the opening frame, but could not push across a run, and now they will head to the plate for their swings here in the second inning against Michael Rosa. Rosa worked out of a big-time jam in the first inning. Morales with a base hit. And then Centino grounded to third, and Morales was thrown out trying to advance from second to third after a stolen base, and that really
Leading off the bottom of the second for Team MVP,
put team MVP's scoring threat by the board.
I tell you what's happening here is you get two fundamentally good teams that are getting good pitching so far. Looks initially that MVP may have a little edge talent-wise, but I tell you this team, for this Tiger team, there are little Tigers out there. Looks like they're out there excited. They want to win this ball game.
Here's Alex Holland, the third baseman, to lead things off. 571 in this tournament with 5 runs knocked in. And the right-hander Rosa rocks and deals, and that's a swinging strike, 0-1.
Yeah, velocity-wise, not quite where Roca was. That last one, 59 miles an hour, which is really still getting it up there pretty good at age 11.
And that's a called strike. So Holland in a hole at 0-2.
I tell you, Dave, to me, you get an umpire that calls strikes and makes it for a better game.
Line drive, that's going to find a hole out in right field for a base hit.
Well, that right there, just a little off-speed pitch, trying to get it away, get it up a little bit too high. If that ball's down, that hitter has a chance to roll over his hands and hit you a nice, polite little ground ball. When that ball's up, he's able to elevate it and go to right field with it.
All right, so for team MVP for the second consecutive inning, they get the leadoff man aboard. That will go all the way to the screen and allow Holland to go down to second base.
Well, catcher Torrealis, really didn't quite get in front of this ball, and that's one of the things as a catcher, you've got to expect the ball in the dirt when you get guys on base, and he just kind of went over and tried to pick that ball versus getting his whole body in front of it.
So Casas, here's a throw to third, and he is out.
Well, there's an argument right here. They're looking for a balk, whether the pitcher stepped off or not, and I think he's going to ask for help from the home plate umpire. See if these, the 3 guys that are out there all saw the same thing. What ended up happening, he started his motion and then he stepped off, which is clearly a balk. It just kind of depends on what happened. Is the pitcher, instead of going into the stretch, started his windup, Dave. Then as the runner went ahead and took off, then he stepped off. I got to believe these guys didn't quite get that one right. Well, they're discussing it right now.
So what do you think, Mike? Is this a situation where if he had third base stolen, would he be allowed to score on a balk call here?
Well, I tell you one thing. See how he's just started that motion? Right there, every umpire's got to be yelling balk right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now they're going to talk about it. And, this is where I really hope they get it right. It was obvious here, but we did have the ability to see this a few different times. These guys have to make the quick call right off the get-go.
So what do you think they're discussing? Are they discussing giving the runner home?
Yeah, they're actually going to discuss them.
They're going to rule him out.
Whether he gets third, yeah. Yeah, that's a missed call right there. That's unfortunate for team MVP, but hey, it's just the way it is. That's part of the human factor in baseball. It's not the only bad call that happened and won't be the only call that ever happens.
All right, so that's officially going to go as a caught stealing 1-5. And Casas fouls this pitch back, and it's 1-1. Well, I think you described it perfectly. I mean, technically that was a balk, but we have the advantage of looking at these replays over and over.
Yeah, I don't think the umpires actually saw the pitcher go into his windup, and that's the little league thing where he forgot and didn't go into his stretch.
Popped up, and the third baseman will come over and make the catch. So Wood able to put that one away in foul territory.
Nice communication with the third baseman and the pitcher right there. Unlike the big leagues where you don't want the pitcher anywhere near the ball other than when they're going to throw it. There you had he run over, but the third baseman called him off. Again, nice communication with the infield defense.
Machin has been raking .750 for the tournament.
Well, I tell you one thing, he's got a nice swing too. Took a big swing at that one, a nice loaded. Get his hands back, get him loaded. Real good extension through the ball. Boy, he just looks like a hitter.
Keeps his head down. Nice level swing and fouls it straight back. 0-2. So Rosa has been dealing in danger in both of these innings, and right now with 2 outs and in the second inning, team MVP with nobody on base.
Well, you're only going to get so many opportunities during the game, and you know they're just right now they've run themselves out of an inning here, and you know you look at the Tigers, and I tell you one thing, they're solid defensively.
0-2, fouled straight back. Well, Mike, you can really make the argument that team MVP has run themselves out of opportunities in both of these innings.
Yeah, and you know, if we would have had a slide early in the game, you know, you had the steal of third base or the attempt to get to third base, following, you know, the next guy get a base hit.
Slow roller to third. Wood is there. The pick up the throw, and that's the inning. So after 2 complete, the Tigers of Orlando and team MVP are scoreless. We're heading to the third when we come back to Champion Stadium at ESPN Wide World of Sports.
This week on Sunday Night Baseball, historic rivals meet on baseball's biggest stage as the Mets face the Dodgers. The gritty Dodgers are fighting to keep pace in the tightening NL West. They send reigning Cy Young winner Clayton Kershaw to the hill to cool down Mets superstar David Wright.
This ball is way out of here. A deep home run for David Wright.
And his sizzling bat. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Mets Dodgers tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Disney soccer tournaments sponsored by AS Roma provide athletes of all ages the opportunity to compete against athletes from across the U.S. and around the world. From 3-on-3 youth tournaments to elite showcase events with hundreds of college recruiters present, the ESPN Wide World of Sports soccer program offers something for everyone. To find out how you can play here, visit DisneySoccer.com.
Team MVP and the Orlando Tigers set to move to the third innings. And Tony Rocca, the starter for Team MVP, has struck out 5 of the first 8 men he's faced.
Well, he's doing it with really just a good hard fastball, middle 60s, 65, 66 mile an hour. And if we notice all these fastballs, all of them above the belt. And that's where the Tigers have to get him to get the ball down. There's a good strikeout on a called third strike on the outside corner. And the Tigers have tried. They've got a couple guys on, stolen some bases. But, boy, I tell you one thing, Rocca he's rearing back and just blowing some gas.
Number 34, Colin Gross.
Colin Gross will lead things off as we start the top of the third. Man, is this a busy weekend or what for the ESPN family of networks? Talking about Wimbledon. Got the Euro 2012 final tomorrow, Italy and Spain. I mean, a huge event. And we've got 3 of these AAU championship games live on ESPN3. This is the 11 and under Diamond Championship. The 12 and under is coming up in just over an hour. And if you're joining us right now, once this game is completed, you can watch it from the beginning about 15 minutes after its conclusion. There's a called strike by Rocca, and he continues to pepper the plate.
Yeah, that's so very important for pitchers of all ages to throw that strike one and get that batter on the defense.
Rocca. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball. One hopper to short. Dropped. And the play is still made. Hanging in there and making the play is Morales. 3 up and 3 down in the top of the third. Team MVP comes up next. We're still scoreless.
This week on Sunday Night Baseball, Historic rivals meet on baseball's biggest stage as the Mets face the Dodgers. The gritty Dodgers are fighting to keep pace in the tightening NL West. They send reigning Cy Young winner Clayton Kershaw to the hill to cool down Mets superstar David Wright.
This ball is way out of here. A deep home run for David Wright.
And his sizzling bat. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Mets Dodgers tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Go the distance with Disney and the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex in Florida by training or competing in one of the many track and field events hosted here annually. From Disney Track and Field Spring Training to the Walt Disney World Cross Country Classic to Disney Track and Field Showcase. Get ready for your season or get noticed by any of the numerous college recruiters in attendance. Check out DisneyTrackandField.com for more information.
Heading to the bottom of the third, team MVP, some of the members of some of their other participants in this tournament, other age groups in the stands, looking on. No score, Orlando and team MVP. Team MVP is the #1 seed. The Orlando Tigers are #2.
Leading off the bottom of the third. For team MVP, the catcher, number 77, Santiago Garavito.
Garavito will lead off here in the inning. The catcher. He's batting .417 in this tournament. Mike wanted to get a quick comment from you about a couple of your former major league teams that are up to some pretty interesting things. First of all, the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's been nearly 20 years since they've had a winning season. Just one game off the lead in the National League Central Division. What's your take on the Bucks?
Well, I tell you one thing, their pitching is absolutely fabulous. Offensively, they don't swing the bats all that great. They have to scratch some runs, although they beat the Phillies up pretty good this past series. But you know, they're pitching great. As long as their pitching holds up, they'll be fine. They're not real deep, so health is going to be a big issue for them.
Rosa looking to get his second strikeout in this game, has Garavito in a hole, 0-2. 3 pitches and sit down. So that's his second strikeout.
Yeah, we saw Rosa in between innings, you know, and he had made the last out. And a lot of these times, these kids will take those at-bats out there to the field with them. And he looked like he was a little angry and a little upset. And he's going to take it out on the other team right now. Those are just good morning, good afternoon, good night. Take a seat, buddy.
Adrian Rodriguez, the extra player in this lineup, and he swings and misses. And you also spent some time with the White Sox. What's your take on the Kevin Youkilis addition to Chicago?
Well, virtually the White Sox have gotten no production out of third base all year long. If you can get anywhere near to where he was, well, he's going to be a big asset to that offense.
Ground ball base hit back up the middle. That is the 4th hit for team MVP.
Well, they're getting their chances in just a matter of, you know, what's going to happen here. Are they going to continue to try to put pressure on, or, you know, if they're going to sit back and see if they can outslug them?
And here's Tony Rocca, the starting pitcher, and he has been impressive. .215 at the plate, knocked in a couple of runs in this tournament. Looks at a ball.
Yeah, Tony with a little get that little protection on his elbow. You find a lot of pitchers, you know, Tony's a left-handed pitcher, and we see that little area right there being protected. And you see a lot of that now in the big leagues. But for a pitcher, I think this is a great idea. This protects that young man's arm, so if he should happen to get hit in that elbow, he doesn't have to come out of the ball game.
Just off the inside corner, it's 2-0. After Rocca, we'll go back to the top of the lineup.
Of course, you got some guys in the big leagues. It looks like they've got everything but a catcher's mask on. Yeah, actually, Dave, that's just super hustle. Yeah, number 42.